Today, we're gonna be talking about this guy, the LTD EC256. What's up everybody, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Taylor and I do all sorts of guitar related stuff like this. On my channel. If that's something you enjoy, make sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing while you're here. So I've had this guitar for a little bit over a year now, and I made a video when I first got it. I'll link that video up here. And it's one of the pieces of gear that I've reviewed on my channel that I get the most questions about. So I thought I would do this follow-up video 1 year later. That way I can give you guys my honest opinion on this, since we're out of the honeymoon phase and I have a little bit more experience with the pros and cons of this guitar. So what I'm gonna do in today's video is I'm gonna give you an overview of the guitar. I'm gonna talk about some of the pros and cons, and then we'll do a playthrough with this guitar so that way you can hear some of the different tones that it can produce. The EC256 is a mahogany guitar with a flamed maple top. The body is finished in gloss polyurethane. It has a 3-piece thin U-shaped mahogany neck that is set in the guitar and has a radius of 13.7 inches. The fingerboard material is made out of rosewood with pearloid flag inlays. It has 22 extra jumbo frets and a scale length of 24 3/4 inches. It has a two-pneumatic bridge with stop bar tailpiece and LTD tuners. The pickups are ESP LH150 humbuckers. There are 2 volume controls and 1 master tone control, which also has a push-pull coil tap, and those pickups can be controlled with a 3-way toggle switch. Now, there are a bunch of pros and cons I want to go over with this guitar, but one thing to really keep in mind when I'm doing that is this guitar was actually marked as B stock, and I got it for a pretty reasonable discount, and I'm pretty sure that some of the cons I'm going to go over are the reasons this guitar was marked down, so keep those things in mind and take it with a grain of salt. Okay, so first of all, let me talk about some of the cons of this guitar. One of the things that you will undoubtedly come across if you are looking for reviews on this guitar are a lot of people talking about the tuning stability of the guitar. Now, when I first got the guitar, I did notice that there were some tuning stability issues, and I actually tried to remedy those with some third-party locking tuners. As a matter of fact, this is my second attempt at making this video because the original one was going to have a locking tuner upgrade, but I ordered 2 different sets of like budget level locking tuners from Amazon, and neither one of them worked. So I ended up giving up on that idea, putting the original tuners back on, and went in and ever so delicately filed the nut, because I noticed that when I put new strings on that the nut was sort of pinching the strings, and I don't know if that was necessarily the cause of my tuning stability issues, but they seem to have gone away. So they're not issues anymore. Okay, those are all the cons of the guitar. Now let's talk about some of the pros of the guitar. Number 1, I really like the way this guitar feels. It's a solid guitar, it has a good amount of weight to it, and it just feels really nice in your hands when you're playing it. Another thing that I really like is the amount of controls that you have with this guitar. So not only do you have 2 humbuckers, which you can control with the toggle switch up here, but you also have volumes for each one of those. So what you can do is you can set this to the middle position, and you can kind of blend in each one of these pickups as you see fit. And if that wasn't enough tonal control, you also have a coil tap switch here, which will split these pickups into single coils. And all of that stuff really comes in handy when you're using this guitar like I am using it in a recording scenario, you know, recording music, which by the way, if you're recording music and you are looking for a way to release your music, you should definitely check out DistroKid. Not only is DistroKid today's sponsor, but it's a service that I really use. It just makes publishing your music really easy, especially if you're publishing covers, which some of you guys ask me questions about publishing covers without getting in trouble. Do it through DistroKid. It makes the whole process really simple. But today I want to talk about a specific feature that DistroKid has that can make your life easier, and that feature is called Teams. Now what the Teams function does is it makes it really easy to split your royalties among different team members or different bandmates. You know, so you don't have to rely on your drummer to give you your cut of the royalties. You don't have to deal with that anymore. You can go in and you can split up your royalties among how many ever teammates or band members that you have and cut out the middleman, especially if the middleman is your drummer. You can also change the splits at any time. You can add or remove collaborators at any time. You can go back in time and see any previous splits. For privacy, collaborators can only see what percentage they get. They can't see who your other collaborators are or what percentage other folks are getting, which is really cool if you're doing song collaborations with other artists that aren't in your group or band or whatever you're in, your one-man electronica mariachi project. If your collaborators don't already have a DistroKid account, they'll be able to create one for just $10. Your release won't be delayed if your collaborator is slow to sign up. Instead, we'll just hold the money for them until they join. If your collaborator never joins, you can easily cancel their invite and reallocate their money elsewhere. And as always, DistroKid never takes a cut. So again, even though DistroKid is sponsoring today's video, it is a service that I 100% use, and I would suggest them to you even if they weren't sponsoring today's video, because they just really make the whole process a lot easier and let you get back to what you should be doing, which is creating music. So if you want to sign up for DistroKid and you like my channel, there is a link for that in the support section in the description below, and you'll get a discount off your DistroKid membership and be helping out the channel at the same time, and it's a win-win. Okay, with all of that out of the way, let's get some new strings on this guitar and see what it sounds like. What's up, guys? Now that I have new strings on my guitar, I have this LTD EC256 plugged directly into my audio interface, and I am monitoring myself. And the sound that you're hearing is the 𝗵𝗲𝗶𝘃𝗀 plugin. Let's hear how it sounds on the bridge pickup. The combination of this plugin and this guitar is so rock and roll that it's hard not to smile while you're playing. Okay, I'm gonna switch through some of the different pickup configurations and show you what each of those sound like. And then maybe we'll throw some effects in our signal chain, you know, just for funsies. So this is the bridge position. Like you can hear, it has some pretty excellent sustain, and it sounds so good for a rock tone, all you really need is a D chord. Here's the middle position, so this is both pickups. Here's the neck pickup. Now you can also coil tap each one of these pickups. Just gotta pull out the tone knob here. And here's the neck pickup with the coil tap on. Here's the middle position with the coil tap on. And here's the bridge position with the coil tap on. The coil tap is one of the features that I really love about this guitar. These guitars are typically associated with their thick and present guitar tone, and having that coil tap in there really gives you a lot of tonal options. You know, especially if you are using this guitar in a studio, you can get a lot of different sounds out of it. Okay, seriously, I could play on this guitar, and specifically this guitar and this 𝗵𝗲𝗀𝗶𝗃𝗀𝗀 plug-in combo for a lot of hours. It's just a lot of fun and it sounds really good. Okay, let's throw some effects on this guy real quick. I was kind of noodling with these effects earlier and I thought it sounded pretty cool, so. I really enjoy adding a compressor to the signal chain with this guitar because this guitar already has excellent sustain, and the compressor just makes the sustain even better, and it's just really enjoyable and you can do a lot of cool stuff with it. Another thing that I want to point out, which is kind of weird, or maybe it's not weird depending on what you're used to, I guess. We'll switch back to the bridge pickup. This volume control controls the bridge pickup and this one controls the neck pickup, which felt backwards to me, but maybe that's normal. It is kind of cool though, having independent volume controls, you know, if you want to do some Tom Morello type stuff. You know, if that's your thing. Let's do a clean tone here real quick because I know I will invariably get someone in the comment section complaining that I didn't do any clean tones, so this one's for you, pal. Probably gonna have to get a different amp. Okay, we're using the ML Arc for this one because it's the best clean sounding 𝗵𝗲𝗀𝗃 that I own. Okay, we got this guy dialed in here. Here is the bridge pickup. Middle position. And finally, the neck position. Okay, so I think I have filled my clean quota for the week. Let's come back to me over there and I'll give you my final thoughts on this guitar and whether or not I think it's worth buying one after owning it for a year. Okay. Alright guys, so hopefully this video helped answer some of those questions that I get about this guitar. If it's something that you're looking at, I would definitely pick one up. I think they're awesome, especially for guitars in their price range. In that $400-ish price range, I really think that a guitar that has this many features and is built this well, it's gonna be kind of hard to come by. So after a year plus of owning this guitar, it definitely gets a big thumbs up from me. Special thanks to my patrons, you guys are the best and I really appreciate your contribution and helping me make these videos. And as always, if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.